lurks in the hearts of men. The shadow knows.
All right, everyone. How are you doing out there?
Das evening.
Let's see who all we got in here.
Nobody.
Nobody. Oh, no, we got to say that's some big nobodies out there. Well, we got bedtime stories.
That's the Democrats. We're nobodies. We're in the flyover states.
Okay, so bedtime stories of Charles, obviously. The evil twins out there, aka the Shadow. The Green Wizard's in the room. Mimsy's garden is listening. He's got to finish night chores. Okay. JNC's Oregon Homestead, Papa Truck Prepstetter, Keith Kronk, Michael 58, Kathy, North Star Prepstetter, Copper Kettle Farms, Christy Betts, Jake Jacobs.
That's it at the moment.
Cool. And yes, Blue Healer, Never Enough Time.
You're above the curve tonight. You're at 13 and 13.
Whoa. Thank you, guys. All right. People are rolling in here. I don't want to jump too soon here. We'll just say hi to everybody for a couple minutes, and then we'll get rolling with the topic. And so, yeah, Delta Papa, Jay, Southern Blessed Homestead.
It's a raid.
All right. Well, that's going to be the topic. So everyone think about what your 5 top skills that you need right now that you really don't have, skills you need, and 3 others that you're going to need for the long term. So just think about it for a minute.
This is skills we do not currently have at this moment.
Correct.
I've only got one. Oh, wait.
Chris and Sharon's Homestead. Yeah. Of course, on a comical sense to this.
Uh-oh. Hey, Fish and Loaves.
Hey, Fish and Loaves Life. I'm here to wash my glasses. My eyes are burning. Oh. Yeah, Jay, turning invisible would be a great skill, but I got a better one than that. The skill to be able to pick the winning lottery numbers on any lottery.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Same goes with money.
Yeah, but see, I have a plan in place already. Hey, Susan Gotchi. That is, if I were to had the skill to win pick the winning lottery numbers every time, most of it would be going into a trust fund that I only get a little bit from each shot. That way, and it's all part of the tax laws and stuff to do it that way. Grandma's So Happy Homestead, Lisa Lee.
See, I would wind up being broke because 99.9% of it, I'd just give it away anyway.
Yeah.
Because I'd, like say for every person inside my YouTube community, I would probably give them like $500,000, and I'd be broke instantly. But I wouldn't care. They'd be set.
Yeah.
There'd be no concerns or no worries.
Yeah. If I won the lottery, though, one of the first things I'd do, if it was one of the big ones like the Powerball when it was up to 500 million or whatever, I'd start buying up all the land around the city here and leasing it back to the current owners at the cost of property tax only. And then get all that added into the city limits.
The ability to shoot a cow at 500 yards. That's pretty good skill that could be used. I won't say I'm good at 500, but I can do it too. Now, you give me the right rifle, I can probably reach out to about a mile.
Yep.
But that, again, requires the perfect weapon.
Sort of a land baron, more of a land trust. Keep a lot of it from being developed right away. Keep the farmers able to farm, be able to spend more money on getting their proper equipment and stuff so they can actually do stuff. Stuff like that, But I also want to, big enough, just get buy up all the land around here is so that the other little entity cities can't nibble away at it and, sow us in.
338 Lapua will do the job, yes.
Kathy has some good ones there. All righty, so let me switch some things up here real quick. And see if I can do this right, if I can bring everything up here I had planned. Boom, there we go.
Well, Bubbles, you would definitely have the ability to barter if things went south. She said if she won, she'd buy 1 million little things from the dollar store. She would definitely have bartering items.
Jay points out a good thing about but you have to develop the skills of oh, I didn't catch the last part. I threw it up there.
Learn to read faster. Hey, Miss Lori.
Hey, Lori. All hail the Queen of the North. All right. Yeah, one of the things that dealing with that, Jay and Chris, is that learning to be able to, do proper butchering of livestock.
So I can't take my katana and just go right down the belly and call it good?
No.
Damn. Okay, I guess I better add part of that then.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I know how to hang it up by the feet and slice its throat so it drains properly. I won't go into many more details, but yeah.
Okay, I got to go back up here a little bit here. Okay, I'm throwing things up here, serious ones up here.
This is serious stuff?
Yeah. Now we're getting serious stuff. Let's work. I'm just trying to get some of the ones. Okay, plumbing. Plumbing. I'm just taking some stuff here, and then we're going to start talking about this. And appliance. Appliance repair. All right, now I can go to start coming down here.
Jay, you're not supposed to be reminding him of that.
Okay, there's an interesting one from Chris and Sharon. Convert H2O to H.
Lori Jean is bribing somebody. She'll be right back.
Bribing somebody, huh?
Yep, it's a bribe, AFK.
Take that down. Come on, let's get going here.
Hey, Ron, if you haven't mastered that yet at your age, you are in serious trouble, my friend. Serious trouble. I learned that by the age of 25. Will from Just in Time Prepping.
Hey, Will.
Gunslinger. Good evening.
I thought I saw some of the skills in there. Got that again.
Here's the big one that I can guarantee 99.9% of the people in here need to learn: medical triage skills. I have a great big bag behind me. I can use 90% of what's in it. It's that 10% I still have to work on.
All right, I'm getting down here.
Ooh, 10 turkeys. Gobble, gobble.
Okay, you met cast iron.
I have met cast iron.
Actually, I'm going to put something about cast iron up here, guys.
Seasoning it.
I'm just going to put it as cast iron care because that covers everything. Proper cleaning and seasoning. All right, guys, so I'm going to throw something up here now. Boom. All right, so I've been writing some of these things down if it's people talk about it. Some skills that we need.
And yes, Chris and Sharon, yes, they still actually have it, but it's under wraps because certain oil companies bought the patent for it and buried it.
All right.
Now, Bubbles, that is awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
That's properly spelled. Yep.
Yes, Jay, it is.
And actually,
hey, Scan family.
Hey, Scan family. Hey, Courtney. And welding, yes. Okay, so let me go to page 2 here now. Change that to welding. I was borrowing this from something else, so I got things to correct as I go along.
He's recycling, folks.
I'm recycling, yes. Oh, there we go. Hang on, where'd it go?
Well, Lori, that's because different people require different bits and pieces of education. Some of us are on different levels.
Okay, I got to go back up here. Just lost this, not that one. I need to go over here.
Lori, you have an advanced area at the moment, more than some people, on dealing with the current red dragon going around. You have personally had to deal with it, where a lot of people here haven't. So you're a little bit further ahead in that medical department than others. Speaking of which, how are the kids doing? Yeah, change your numbers. You're at 6, 5, and 6 there, not 1.
Yeah, I know. I'm at should be at 11.
Oh,
like I said, I'm recycling sheets here. The next one I'm gonna have to up the 2s. Okay, I'm gonna throw one up here. I already mentioned on the previous one up here. That would have been number 5.
Excuse me.
Okay, now I know of 2 channels out there who would say, there's one specifically. Better than that is try to develop a methane production facility, thing. It's a lot easier to do, cheaper to run, easier to run than it is to do a hydrogen generator to make methane. And then you could, have all the, you don't have the bonus of having oxygen, but you got a lot simpler way of making your natural gas. Lori?
Yeah, Never Enough Time posted something up there, 2 posts up from that one. Jay put a good one.
Okay.
Okay,
hang on a second. I'm just going to snooze it for a minute here. And
Ron.
food storage, preservation, canning.
And Ron, I do not believe that's what they meant when they said that. Although, if you're talented enough, you could probably store that. Just don't go anywhere near open flames. Just saying. Hey, Mama Z.
And there we go.
I hate to tell you, you're gonna have like 500 different skills listed before this is over with.
Yeah, I know.
Because
gardening, canning. Okay, we got those up there. Distilling alcohol is a good one.
And we have one from Susan there.
Hunting, fishing. Yes.
Hunting and fishing.
I'm gonna make them two separate ones because I know some people have the one skill and don't have the other.
I can hunt and I can fish.
All right.
You also have woodworking with non-powered tools. Running a sewing machine. Nine non-powered tools. Cool.
Sorry, I hit it right. Come on. There we go. Non-powered tools. And sewing.
Mm-hmm.
All aspects of sewing.
Here's a skill that a lot of people
making
don't have.
ammo.
That's good. Here's a skill most people don't have because they've never had to use it. Bartering.
Did I spell that right? No, I didn't. There we go. Okay, let's go down to the next one here. And I need to hang on. Like I said, I'm recycling. I forgot. I decided to recycle, and I forgot to include stuff on here.
ACR.
Hey, another one from Canada. Woo. All right. So land management.
Oh, we missed one. Cooking.
Oh yeah.
You type, I'll read.
Okay.
Security.
Okay.
I think we're all but caught up. I'm going backwards.
Animal husbandry. Right.
PR mentioned something. Doggone it. I skipped it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, just plain fabrication.
How do you spell fabrication?
Hold on.
I'll just
FABRICATION.
FABRI. There we go. Okay. Spell check. I love it.
Shooting, Mama Z. Shooting would be under the hunting and fishing part.
No, it would be separate, and I guarantee you it's separate. I got it elsewhere too. Well, on one of my other lists, from one of my classes I taught, I had hunting and I had shooting. Shooting is a little bit different than hunting. If you're in a combat situation, and Steve will tell you, it's forage.
Then you need to separate that twice: of shooting, hunting, shooting, security. Because they're two, like you said, they're two entirely different beasts.
Okay.
The person that can go out and hunt deer is not necessarily going to be able to go out and defend their property, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Because one takes a mental mindset that 90% of people don't have, and that's the ability to take somebody else's life.
Okay, forage. Okay, so FOR. Forage. I got forge. Well, I'm thinking about blacksmithing, forge.
And foraging, which is searching.
Yes.
Bushcraft and survival skills.
25 forging. I'm thinking for number 25. I'm thinking of forge like a blacksmith.
Just put the word blacksmithing behind it, so as not to confuse me, because it already did.
Blacksmith. Okay. What's the other one I just saw in here? Bushcraft. Yes.
Can you go out into the woods and make a lean-to out of the brush and sticks that you have available?
Okay. All right, Chris. And when you say fur, you're talking about for skinning animals and stuff like that.
I thought you had that already.
No, I had farrier, which is a horseshoer. Someone does.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm old. These things don't work the way they used to. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to read little teeny words, and I get them confused.
What the heck happened here? Where the heck that one come from? I don't know. Okay. So let's take over the next one here. It's 31. And it's up 31, not 13. Yeah, this was from this was things we could do from the swatting thing. So yeah. If you can't tell you, that's what some of the stuff here was up here for. So I'm recycling. I'm trying not to kill more electronic trees.
Trying to save the digibytes.
Oh, okay. Hey, hang on. All right, Jay had a good one. And I actually was following a channel up here in Idaho. She was using a spinning wheel and making her own wool. I mean, wool thread.
Started negotiation or negotiating. I'm usually pretty good at that.
N-E-G. Where to go? There it is. N-G-O-T.
It's gone.
There we go. Got it. And we have the horseshoe I already had, tanning hides, leatherworking. Tanning leather.
Yep.
Covers more of it there. We are okay. So candle making.
Knife sharpening.
Spell that right.
I have a review of an item off the Wish website that it is a very, very good knife sharpener. You may want to go check that out. And it's easy enough to use by anybody.
All right, Jay. You're making shoes, but what's the term for cobbler?
Cobbler.
And not the type you eat.
You owe me a Coke. And knife sharpening.
I'm gonna change that up to because if
just knife smith
because they know how to sharpen knives.
Yes,
if you know how to make a knife, you know how to sharpen it.
I can't make them because I don't have the proper tools, but all of mine are ridiculously sharp. Because you know what? If you cut your finger with a sharp blade, it don't hurt that as much, and it heals 10 times faster than if you do it with a dull blade. It's the one with a base, but I think so. I think that's one you're talking about.
CR, when you're saying tool maintenance, elaborate just a little bit on that. What do you mean? Building a cob oven?
Yep.
What's a cob oven?
Massive rocket stove for your house.
Okay.
Masonry. Just put masonry in it because that'll
After
cover it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we already got, first aid training would be under triage as well. Because in order to understand triage, you're going to have to do no first aid.
We actually never said butchering skills, did we?
No.
Okay, I'm going to hold a little pause here for a second, guys, on this. Whew. Okay, alternative energy. Okay, we'll get back to that. Pottery making, yeah, we'll get back to those. All right, guys. Just to let you guys know on something's going on. Right now, I am, oh, shoot, I forgot the numbers. 122 away from my 1,000 number. I am less than 100. I think it's like 64 watch hours away from 4,000. That said, on the 1,000 subscriber giveaway contest, the first place person in there has only brought over 10 people to join my channel. If you can bring over more than 10 people by doing a dedicated shout out video, you can take first place. So, and it's a lot of stuff on there. Give me a second here. I'm going to bring something up here. Okay, let me get up here to it. Okay, so the first place, just the first place prize is a reflex gun sight, a Camelback Edu water bottle with filter, Rezik 3-piece Jag gun cleaning kit, a knife with flint striker, 5-piece expandable marshmallow forks, forever match, emergency whistle, P5 can opener, 1101 stainless steel credit card, pocket tool, survival tool, 2 credit card size magnifiers, and more. There are 10 place winners. All right, and then there's the grand prize winner, which is a $450 collector's edition Gerber knife.
Golf clap.
So, and like it says here, the descriptions is down. I mean, the link to it is down in the descriptions. So, guys, getting 10 people from your chat to come on over is should be relatively easy. You got to get them to come over, subscribe, watch 3 videos saying that like Laura Jean sent me or Bubbles Butterfly sent me, and that's all they got to do. They can watch 3 videos, subscribe, ring the bell, and say that you sent them, and that gets you 1 point on for everyone that does it. Gets you a point, and when you get up to 10, you're in first place. Right now, the 10th place person has brought only 2 people over.
I don't qualify because Jerry.
All right,
everybody on my subscription list is already on your subscription list.
The contest ends as soon as I have 1,000 subscribers, and I will. Then on the following Friday Night Live, we will do the giveaway as part of the Friday Night Live following that. That point.
I don't even want to talk about my 1,000 sub giveaway now because yours is so much better. Mine's just a little rinky dink thing. Yours is
a great first aid kit with a lot of stuff in it, and a book and a $38 book I want to get from Doc Bones and Nurse Amy.
Well, we do have that.
So, anyways, that's what I wanted to let everybody know is, hey, do your shot. Oh, and the thing is, you also there's also for the grand prize winning, but the grand prize, to get qualified for the grand prize, you have to do a shout out video and give me the link to the video.
I do it on my lives.
2, you can also do a Facebook shout out on your Facebook, and just do a screen capture and email it to me, and the email's down below in the description.
Awesome, Sand Hollow. Awesome.
Ooh, cool. All right, so everybody, Butch at Sand Hollow needs 2 more subscribers to hit 1,000. If you haven't subscribed to Butch at Sand Hollow Homestead, hit him up. All right, you can, if you're on a computer, open a separate tab, go to YouTube, search Sand Hollow Homestead, and hit him up. Now, I'm trying to remember who it was on Mimsy's. That was just a 30 or so or 20 or so away from them, their 1,000 mark. Southern Blessed, I think it was. So, yeah. And so, copper kettles, make sure you read the rules so you can give out the information on the rules. That, hey, you guys, you got to go over there, watch 3 videos. And I'm making it any 3 now, just instead of the ones I had listed on, just any 3 videos, comment, because I didn't realize I would get notifications the way I was getting notifications.
Hey, Butch, I'll show you it being over 1,000 there, buddy. I see 1K subscribers, Sand Hollow Homestead. I do believe you broke the 1K mark there, buddy.
Yeah, Copper Kettle says he was the number 1,000.
Yeah, my bedtime stories with Charles account went over, did it too. So you broke it there. You made it. You're in the 1,000K club, or yeah, you're in the 1K club.
Yeah. And Chris and Sharon need 886 more. You'll get there. Don't worry.
Just takes a moment. I've been working on mine for 2 years, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Southern Blessed is the other one. Thank you, Mimsy. Southern Blessed Homestead, another good homestead channel. Good information there. Good folks.
I'm sorry, the page you are searching for is unavailable.
What?
I right-clicked it. My apple says sorry.
Oh, that's an apple. Let's yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to scroll back up and see what the ones I missed were up there. I
think Mimsy got it wrong. I think. Because when I click on the link Mimsy provided, it goes to Sand Hollow. Either that or my apple's just majorly confused. It is, after all, an Apple product, and it may have a few worms.
All right. Back up here to the other thing. Let's get back onto that. Who's flicking their bick? I can hear it in my ears. It might have been me tapping on the table here. Sorry, guys. Pottery making. There we go. All right, back up here. Pottery. And go down here to the next one, which is going to be 40s. I got to take this out. Yes, this is once again, those that just came in. This is what we're using on the SWAT night.
Kathy. Be safe. Have fun. See you tomorrow morning.
Yep.
Oh, wait.
Take care.
She isn't on Saturday. You on Saturday? I don't remember.
All right. Alternative energy. Energy. Spell it right.
Maybe it should be, Kathy. Just saying.
Tool maintenance. Taking care of woodworking, garden tools. Okay, hand tool maintenance. Right? Nope. Spell check. There we go.
Southern Blessed, I'll show you at 968 subscribers.
Who?
Southern Blessed.
Southern Blessed, 968. Yeah, so they need 32.
Yep. No,
okay.
There was none yesterday. You're fine. You're safe.
There we go. Sierra came up with another one.
Chris and Sharon also had a good one too.
I'm way back. I'm way back. I'm picking up all the ones that were being popped in when I was bilingual.
Don't worry about it, Lori. crap happens, you still survived. That's the important thing.
Okay. All right, let me get down here. I'm catching back up here. Prizes, we're into that stuff.
Solar power installation and maintenance, or just put solar power for short.
It's a little bit off of a little bit sidetracked on the tailgating off of the alternate energy there.
Mama Z.
Barber skills.
Mama Z's at 667. She got one above that nasty number. Awesome. Sorry, I'm not going to sing it either, because Lord knows with the way these music companies have been the last few weeks, that even if I were to start singing part of the one song, he'd probably get a strike, so I won't.
Okay, engineers. Okay. I think you're talking like structural engineers or design engineers.
There's also train engineers, electrical engineers.
It's operating engineers, which I are one.
I was going to say, it looked like you operated that little Bobcat for a minute once before.
Oh, and you should see what I can do with a 245 excavator. Those things are, I could park 3 of those in the bucket of a 245 excavator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Engineering. Design. Structural set. No, that's not right. Yeah. Spell check. There we go. Structural, comma, ETC. And there we go. All right. Forgot the other E. I'm just trying. Okay. Sewing, knitting. Okay. We had sewing.
Clothier.
Knitting.
However it's pronounced.
Yeah.
Somebody makes clothes.
Yeah.
That would encompass all of it.
Well, there's tailoring would be the clothes maker. Weaving and would be the fabric manufacturing. Yeah, it all goes.
I'm sorry. I'm not taking individual strands of silk and making you a dang shirt. I ain't doing it. I'm not going to sit there and thread each individual piece in between each other individual piece 200 gazillion times. I ain't doing it. Run down to the local thrift store that's been ransacked 200 times. Find me 25 pieces of clothing and I'll make you a shirt out of that. I can sew that together. I ain't making individual brand new pieces. I ain't doing it. Excuse me.
By HOA. Okay, I'm losing that 3-letter acronym. Copper kettle. Hit it by HOA.
Map making or cartographer.
Map making is one, but the one that goes along with knowing how, besides knowing how to make a map like Lewis and Clark did, there is map reading. Okay. Oh,
Homesteaders of America.
Homesteaders of, oh yeah, okay, yeah, the big get together back east, yeah.
Which may be prolonged for at least a year. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get over here. Let's backtrack on these real quick here.
See, I don't have all that fancy stuff to put on my channel like Sand Hollow does. I also don't have anybody to help with it either.
I'm not seeing what the chat's doing right now. I'm looking over here, getting this going. Okay. Orienteering is, yeah, that, okay. So Michael 58 put out the proper thing. It's orienteering is the map reading and finding yourself around. So orienteering is a great one. Now, Let's time out for a second here. There have been several great ones that have been mentioned. Michael 58 put the one that is an actual name of a Boy Scout merit badge. Wilderness survival first aid, wilderness first aid, woodworking, welding, forging, all Boy Scout merit badges. They used to have a sewing one. They did. They used to have a sewing merit badge. They got rid of it. Wimps. There is 135 plus merit badges. And guess what? You guys can buy the pamphlet and the worksheet. I mean, you get the worksheet for free on any of the merit badge websites. Yeah, the pamphlets, you can download a lot of those free off of Google Docs. But you got to make sure you get the current one. But yeah, there's a lot of information. Right, archery, shotgun, rifle, tomahawk throwing. Hey, there's some more you got there. Fishing, fly fishing, swimming, life saving, which is a water life saving merit badge. All those merit badges are skills that we're touching on a lot of them. Plumbing, electrical merit badges, painting merit badge, just talking about house painting and stuff. All sorts of different ones. Plumbing merit badge, astronomy. Yeah. Like I said, hey, guys, all the stuff we're talking, I didn't plan to go this way with this, but all these things we've been talking about here, a lot of these skills we've been talking about, guess where they are? Boy Scouts of America.
And Mimsy, I wasn't saying it was canceled. I'm just saying there is a high probability it will be.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it had been yet.
Yeah, we're for the Southern Idaho meet and greet in August, and we can't. No one wants to move forward on it right now because of no one knows, are we going to postpone it? Whatever. We just got to wait. See. Hey, Rider Dust.
Good evening.
What language do I speak other than English and Pig Latin? Carney. I used to know how to speak Carney. In fact, I got a script written down for Carney to learn how to speak Carney. And when you wonder what Carney is, at the carnivals and the traveling circus things, they speak Carney, which is sort of like Pig Latin, only a lot more complicated. How to kill and compost zombies. Real easy fishes and Lowe's life. You get a big industrial chipper shredder, and you start pushing them in there, and they feed them to the pigs. Yeah, it's now called Scouting of America, but yeah, hey, I still.
Jay brings up an interesting point there.
Where? Oh, the
PBS show.
Yeah, I caught just at the end of that, and it was by the time I caught it, it had gone.
It had gone rogue.
It had gone Big Brother after night. Terry Halston said, "I just got 13 pigs. Now you got the chipper shredder, the big one that you can shove the whole body in."
Yeah, he's got plenty of bacon seeds.
Yeah, there's we've covered a lot of really good ideas of skills and stuff, and all these skills we talked about. I'm going to go back up to the top here on the side here. Of all these skills, actually, let's see if I can do it this way here. See if it'll work this way here.
Ding.
All these different skills here for yourself. Don't put it in the side chat. What 5 are the most important ones that you need to learn now? Okay. Sand Hollow just put up an interesting one there. How to rebuild auto batteries. And I think Reed at Manifestations of Imagination talked about that on one of his yeah.
I mean, that crazy guy living out in the dang desert that his head's fried.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Reed.
And I think even Anthony's mentioned something about the batteries and stuff. The problem is with car batteries, the plates are so thin in comparative to truck batteries or deep cycle batteries. Working with lead acid batteries is just plain nasty.
Yeah, but having the knowledge to be able to get one to start the chemical process again is an important skill, because even that will translate to your semi batteries, the great big huge things that weigh like 108 million pounds a piece.
Yeah,
not that much, but
408 pounds loaded.
Yeah, try carrying 12 of those batteries to 2 different trucks over 150 yards. After about the second battery, going, isn't there a better way of doing this?
Yep. Learn how to make antiviral, antibacterial cleaners. Okay.
Yes, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, we have construction and fabrication up there. And we have engineering too, so you can engineer it before you build it. Let's see, engineering right there, number 47.
And there's one thing that's not on there, and that's somebody who can draw up blueprints, a drafter.
Actually, a good structural engineer is a drafter. My oldest son is on his last course right now. He's doing it online to become a structural engineer. And you have seen the stuff he has. All the stuff. It's all the different construction, all the blueprints, the AutoCAD, everything. I have a video on that.
Antibacterial cleaners.
Bacterial cleaners, yeah.
Don't start, cat.
Okay. All right. Basic chemistry would be a good one. And besides chemistry, something else pops in my mind from one of my books I was working on. They were looking for a chemist and they were looking for a pharmacist to join their mag.
Ham operator.
All right, ham radio operator. Yes.
Ham operator doesn't mean playing with bacon seeds.
Okay. I actually have part 1, part 2 video on emergency communications on my channel. And if you go to the Asset Center, one word, the Asset Center, all together, one word.com, and go to free documents, scroll down to ham radio. I have the current pool of questions for the technician class test in there.
Which one do you want there?
Study.
I got 2 here. Which one do you want? And I've actually got another one upstairs. Oh, never mind.
They jumped. Sanitation engineer. Any of your basic operating engineers for underground construction know a lot about that.
Yeah, knowing where the bear pooped in the woods is a good thing, because then you can bury yours there too.
Yeah.
Because hey, a bear ain't gonna poop where there's food. So if a bear can poop there, you can too. You're not buying it? Come on, I was trying.
I'm thinking about that. Does that mean if I poop around my tent, the bear's not going to come in my tent because you think there's no food there?
Well, I wouldn't try that personally. It's a little too close to home, but you know.
Okay, no.
Yes,
All right, I got to go back up here. We'll see. Okay, go in there. But does it make a sound? Oh, we're not going to talk about what sound the bear makes. Actually, will. There was a sign, and I forget where it was. It may have been Canada. It says, "Wear little bells to chase the bear, the brown bears away, and carry pepper spray for chasing the grizzlies away." And if you're checking bear scat, if it's got bells in it, you know it's a brown bear, and if it smells like salsa, you know it's a grizzly bear. Which means the signs that the stuff doesn't work.
Adapt and react.
Yeah.
To overcome situational obstructions.
Yes, see, our number 43 would include not just reading, but writing as well. How far can a bear run into the woods? As far as he wants.
Well, yeah, I stand 6'6". I'm not standing in its way. I'm gonna lay down and play dead. Then when it gets close, I'm gonna put a 9mm right under its right here.
Mm-hmm.
That way it goes to the softest part right up to the brain.
All right, there is a group of people out there that does what Mimsy's here, adapt, react, know how to improvise and make substitutions, and they're not military.
Susan brought up another one.
Susan, mental health professional. Yeah, that would be someone you want to bring into your group. Addressing Mimsy's Gardens post here. An operating engineer mechanic. Those are the guys that work on the heavy equipment and stuff. Those guys can patch a broken engine back together. Kid you not, I've seen them patch the diesel engine for a 235 excavator back together overnight with all sorts of pieces of strap steel and epoxy. It's called steel epoxy. It's made for use on engines, not in the amount that they were using, but they got an engine back together overnight so they could start it in the morning and get that excavator out of there and bring the replacement one in, because you couldn't get the other one in until you got the other one out.
Christian Sharon, no, I am not that tiny. I stand sideways. There isn't very many trees that can hide me. I have developed over the years a case of Dunlop disease.
Yeah, who hasn't?
Part of that is from sitting in the seat of a semi for the better part of 30 years. Shush, cat.
Yeah, mine came from pretty much similar. 15 years as an operating engineer, and then the last 15 sitting behind a desk.
Right underneath its jaw, white dust. Right underneath its jaw. Lay down, play dead. If it attacks, just 2 quick shots. You may have to worry about getting it off you after it's done anyway, but still, you might survive to see another day. How to be MacGyver.
Yeah, that's an operating engineer mechanic.
That's a jack of all trades, master of none.
No, that's a jack of all trades, master of several.
Now wait a minute. Let's clarify this. Are we talking the early MacGyver with Richard Dean Anderson, or the new MacGyver with some guy I don't even know his name?
Original.
Difference.
Yeah, original MacGyver.
My poor cat's in heat again. Go fix it. Where?
Yes. Common sense, and the ability to apply it is great. All right, Dave, what did your dad with all the multiple degrees say about college?
All college does is make you an educated idiot.
All right.
That's a guy holding more degrees than most people I've ever met. He worked for Oxymetal Industries, which is a division of Dow Chemcorp. He helped perfect, his name is on the patent for the paint that goes in offshore oil platforms to keep the seawater from causing corrosion.
Yeah, Ontario, there is a new MacGyver. I watched 2 episodes of it, and it's like, they're trying to fluff it up too much instead of keeping to the original idea.
And the funny part was, no, never mind. I'm going to say it. Never mind.
Yeah. Now, the one that's not on here, I just realized one skill, gunsmith. To be a good gunsmith is good, not just any machinist can't be a gunsmith. Any gunsmith can be a machinist.
Original MacGyver, yes. They used a lot of, how can I say this correctly? They used a lot of skills that were employed in an agency to give you 90% of what is needed to actually accomplish something without giving you the key components to actually do it without getting hurt.
Yeah.
We have discussed this once prior on Gil's channel, but we'll leave the name of the book out of it for now.
Yeah, there are several books, but the one in particular is the one has a lot of things missing from it. But on MacGyver, the original MacGyver, one of the producers was Henry Winkler, the Fonzie. And he, one of the things they decided in developing that show was that they were going to leave key points out so someone couldn't go duplicate it and actually accidentally cause mass mayhem with the stuff they were doing on the show.
Although I'm sure if you take a good car battery, hook a set of jumper cables to it, and then hook the other ends to a quarter or a nail and walk away, you could get some chaos happening.
Mm-hmm.
Kapoof.
It depends if the object you're connecting to will survive the spike. It may melt like a fuse.
Which in and of itself could also be some chaos causing mayhem.
Mm-hmm.
Cat?
Whoa! What did I miss up here? I just caught part of it from All right, all right. So fishes and loaves that we all need part of it. Yeah, I think we're on to something here. 1/5 of Everclear, a tanning bed should do it.
I got to fix me a cup of coffee and go strangle a cat. I'll be right back.
Oh. All right, there you go. Very true. And I touched upon that in part 3 of emergency planning. One of my videos I did. It was one of the series I used to teach at emergency preparedness fairs and stuff. But yeah, there's a difference between knowledge, and skills. Okay, learning, knowledge, and skills. There's difference. You can read a book on how to do open heart surgery. Can you do open heart surgery? No. You can go to college to learn how to do open heart surgery. Are you still an open heart? Are you still a heart surgeon? No. You have to go through an internship of practicing it, applying it over and over again under the tutelage of an experienced surgeon before you can become a heart surgeon. All right, Bubbles, Butterfly. That went by. Hey, Steve. All right, everyone. Corsair Trainers is in the house. You guys, what I was talking about earlier about the Boy Scout merit badges, go check out Corsair Trainers. He has a playlist called shoot. I just saw it. You just mentioned in your video today. It's basically it's about merit badges. All right. So, and he goes over a lot of different Scout merit badges that you can use for, survival and preparedness. So, yeah, check out Corsair Trainers. And unfortunately, you can't just click next to the name. You actually got to go to it. You got to look it up. How do you rate a merit badge? That's it. There we go. There it is. There it is. There it is. Yeah. Do you rate a badge? And he talks about merit badges. Really good series on it, guys. Very well done. All right. So Mimsy's going out. Bubbles Butterfly's going out. All right. So, all right. So Steve, take a look at the line here. So these are some of the skills that we came up with, and there's 50 of them we came up with.
Hey, Steve.
So,
throw Steve a plug.
I did. We talked all about it, and yeah, I got his on the screen there. His playlist. Do you rate a badge?
Okay.
All right. So these are all the different skills we had been talking about, and then we got a bunch more. I stopped at 50. But can you think of anything off the top of your head, Steve, that you think of the five? What 5 skills do you need right now, and what 3 would you need for the long term? Any? Just give me 1 or 2 if you can think of any, Steve. If we haven't already touched on them, Steve is a source of good information, guys, and he keeps your head level and on track.
Steve ain't that good. All he does is keep dreaming about them Wolverine thingies that were in some movie. I'm kidding, Steve. But no, Steve has a lot of great stuff on his videos. If you haven't watched them, and I might not agree with everything he says, and he might not agree with everything I say, but I will say one thing.
Spalding
and
Flint Nap.
He just did a video recently about Venezuela. If you haven't checked out that playlist, go check it out. It might be some good thought-provoking exercises.
Squad tactics. That's definitely one we did not do. We talked a little bit about defense.
Well, we called it security. But
yeah. We called it security, and what else we throw on there? Said security and shoot. It was shooting. Did I forget to write shooting down? There's the security. I forgot that. They're shooting. So we talked a little bit about that. But squad tactics, not just squad tactics. Steve has a great video on bug out tactics, driving, how to several vehicles to drive to bug out. That's another good one.
Yeah, come on, let's push Steve over that 1,000 mark too. He's getting close.
Yeah. And yeah, so yes, you want to learn basic tactics and stuff. Steve is a good place to go to. Corsair Trainers.
He might have a minute or two's worth of information to spread your way.
Yeah. I mean, I was just trying to think back, and he talks about, situational awareness. He has several videos on situational awareness. Keeping your eyes open all around, and how to train yourself to become more self-aware of what's around you. Night 7 blessed.
Are they leaving too? I didn't see that one night.
I saw Butch saying goodnight to him.
They must have did it when I was making me coffee. guys, I thought this cup would keep my coffee hotter. Not really. So it's going to get put on the shelf and may make appearances in videos, but I'm going to go back to my glass cup.
Yeah, thin. There we go. See, yeah. Like this, Steve was a Marine. Oh, no, sorry, he is a Marine on non-active duty status, and he was a corrections officer at the California penal system.
Yeah, he's not your typical pew pew here, shoot this. He gives you the reasons why you want to do it a certain way.
Yeah.
Cat, I'm going to brain you.
So.
Yeah, I do, Steve. I do. I'm going to go back to a glass one. The stainless steel just doesn't cut it. Cools off way too quickly.
Yeah, there's no insulation in it. Hey, you know what you could do? You might be able to drill a couple holes in the bottom and little vent holes and put one big one and get one of those foam insulation cans and shoot foam insulation and fill it up.
And
might last. Okay. All right. So there we go. Ryder Dusty, when we're talking about Steve, we're talking about Corsair Trainer. He also does he teaches firearms tactics and use right now still. So he is a good source of information, and he's got a lot of videos out there to go through to learn about stuff. Did you see what Jay said about your cup? Your mug? Make a cozy for the Black Rifle mug.
No, like I said, it's going to sit right next to the cup I got from Such. That cup is just too small. Zero Foxtrot. I'll have to look them up.
Yeah. Yes. Everyone also, just for general open chat, Monday mornings, 10 o'clock Pacific time, Steve, for your live stream.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think it's 10 o'clock Pacific time. Steve's on for a couple hours, and it's got a lot of great guys in it. They talk a lot of stuff. Sometimes they go down rabbit holes just for laughs and giggles, but they try to keep it real. Hey, Reed.
Good evening.
Oh, 9 Pacific. There we go. 9 Pacific. That's right. It's 10 o'clock my time.
Steve, they're sold out of almost all of them.
I would love to know what you think about what's going on in Texas right now. I'm not sure. I have not been watching the news on what's going on in Texas, Mama Z. I apologize. What's going on in Texas?
A lot of crap.
A lot of crap, according to Grumpy.
And Steve, they're going to have to restock. They've only got 3 mugs left, and I didn't care for those 3. All the rest, the other 16 are out of stock.
All right. And last week we discussed about stealing an oil tanker.
Yes. We just couldn't. We had to figure out how to get the oil from the barge to the landlocked place there at Ontario Homesteads. And we never came up with a definitive plan that I was aware of.
Steal a locomotive and a whole bunch of tanker cars.
Nah, that's just going to hire a bunch of friends from down south and say, here, $5 a barrel, start hauling. Here's a cart.
Yeah.
When do you get paid? As soon as we get paid. In about 3 months.
All right. Now, manifestations of imagination. All right. That's Reed.
You might know a thing or two about electronics.
About electricities, computers, solar systems.
Growing in the desert.
Batteries. Here we go. See what I mean? Hey, he's a genius. Houston says you have to welfare.
No,
You have to wear face mask.
But your governor says BS. And see, that's the kind of disinformation that's causing the issues that are being caused. But that's a topic for an entirely another live stream.
Steve, where was I on Monday? Monday, I had rented an excavator and videos. I think I put the one video out, but today, I was working 9 hours straight from 8 o'clock to the evening on an excavator digging trench and actually doing some pretty gnarly and nice excavating work.
Have a good night, Muzi.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm just watching. I'm just looking at stuff. All right, I was having fun on an excavator, Steve. I was doing some really stuff. Jay, you're not. Steve, you blew it, Jay.
Well, see, I have an inside source at Atlas Bunkers, and he confirmed that Gil bought a $650,000 vertical bunker.
Actually, I didn't get that from him. I got it from the U.S. government. I got it from the U.S. Air Force.
How do you think we found out about it?
But you know, it's really cool. The bottom 40 feet of it is sealed off and can hold crude oil.
Well, that ain't enough unless it's a couple 100,000 barrels worth.
Well, when you consider how big the silo systems are. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dream, buying an old Atlas silo.
Yeah. Actually, we missed getting one by 3 months up here in Idaho. 3 friggin' months we missed picking it up.
Yeah, but some of those are really bad shape. Damn, I should grab a cough drop. I got one right there. All right, Chris and Sharon, have a good night.
All right. Take it easy, guys.
Night, Jake.
Yeah, Jake. Yeah, so don't forget, Steve, Corsair Trainers, Manifestations of Imagination. Palmetto Prepared is another one hit. Good information on gardening and your food storage stuff.
Fish and Loaves, you are correct. Seeing that man's ugly mug on the TV screen is enough to scare anybody into doing whatever the government says. It's Bill Gates. What? Yes, I'm asking. Yes, I'm asking. I'll do what you tell me. I won't, but that's just me.
All right, there we go. See, I knew Reed was going to come up with something. Exactly. That is
Hey, small town.
And Chris and Sharon just left, didn't they? Dang it. Chris and Sharon will want to make hydrogen generator. Take water and make oxygen and hydrogen and bottle them both. And I told them about what you said about methane. Bill Gates was talking about a software bug. I listened to what he said. Well, he was talking about a software bug. It's that bug they stick in your arm and you're bugged for the rest of your life.
Called your RID. RFID, I'm sorry.
You taking. Cool. Cool idea.
Congrats, Grandma's so happy. That's awesome.
Cool. Oh. Almost forgot. Hang on a second here. Let me reach over here. This is sort of an unofficial mail call of a package I got. Get the stuff set up here so I can do it right here. Okay, so I got a package yesterday. Yep, came yesterday. In the package was a bunch of these masks. And with that was...
Oh, you got... They didn't send me no mask. Doggone it. They sent you my package and I got yours.
Hang on, let me...
I have to talk to her, Sammy, about that one.
Yeah, so I got the... let me just go ahead and do it this way. Big. There we go. So I just got this. They sent this to me. So
is it
back cover. Get it to focus on it. Yep.
Yep, Doc signed yours first. That's probably true, Jay. They probably do like him more than they do me. That's okay. I'm kind of hard to get along with.
All right. Steve's picking on Ontario. Ontario's just sloughing it off. Yeah, same as always. Yeah. Especially since you're going to be transporting that ice generally in the wintertime. It's not like transporting borax in with a 20 mule team wagon. Going back up here, yeah. Everyone likes the refrigeration idea. Right. Oh, well, Microsoft just...
Yeah, that's... that actually hit the underground news, shall we call it, here recently.
All right.
They're pushing for one world currency because of the current economic crisis.
Yeah, so they want everybody to go down at the same time.
Yeah, it's biblical. Bible says it will happen. It will happen.
Yeah. Well, when that happens, I'll be joining Steve in shouting, "Wolverines!"
Question: do you have your plate carrier yet? Do you probably know how to wear a plate carrier? And no, you cannot go ask the wife for help.
I have 2 different bulletproof vests from when I worked as a deputy sheriff.
Okay, that's soft armor. You're going to need hard armor.
That's where... There it is. Wolverines. For hard armor, I got a dozer not too far from me, and there's a stack of 1.5 inch steel plates next to it that I can weld on it really quick.
Okay, that does good for outside. What you gonna do in the house?
Weld steel street plates around the house. Yeah, I know. I don't play by normal rules.
All right, folks, when the end happens, please give Gil 2.5 weeks advanced lead time so he can actually weld up his house. Then you can go rate it.
It'd take me about to weld those plates up about a day, maybe.
You're going to run out of acetylene and oxygen long before you get the house welded up.
Don't use the acetylene oxygen. Arc weld. Learn how to steel a tank.
Fortunately for me, the study of the armory in it, there is a few tanks. There's a couple light armored vehicles. There's a couple heavy armored MRAPs. So I have an armory near me. It's going to take me a day to get there, but I can get there.
The other thing too that they have, which I don't know why this company has it. They got motor blades. They got some, a dozer. They also have a 966 cat loader with the extra big bucket on the front, the quarry bucket on the front.
Excuse me.
All right. Let's see the video.
That would be in a good instructional video. Cam Patton Family Compound goes Mad Max.
All right. Here's a simplified way to fortify your home.
Move. Well,
if you are going to need to fortify your home, and your house has standard 2x4 framing on it, you get some 1/2-inch plywood, and on the inside you redo the bottom 4 feet of the walls, or you can do the whole wall if you want. But if you're going to do the whole wall, you're going to need 3/4-inch plywood. You screw it in there. Then above it, you cut holes in the drywall and you pour gravel in there. You'd be surprised how well that stops pew-pews. And if you're like in Idaho here, where most of the houses are 2x6.
I hate to tell you, but methane gas travels through rocks fairly well. You said pew pew.
Pew pew. Not Pepe Le Pew. Call in Confederate Air Force for close air support. Cornhuskers. Yeah, I got Cornhuskers lotion. What did I miss up there goes along with that?
The only downside to using water is the hydrostatic shock that is created when something hits it.
Yeah.
Do more damage by blowing the wall out than it actually would. It would stop the first round. Subsequent would become the issue.
Yeah. Yeah, they've actually if you look on YouTube for it, there are several channels have done videos where they've built a wall and put regular siding on the front and put 1/2-inch or 3/4-inch plywood on the back and shot it with a hunting rifle.
Fish and loaves again. Move. I'm sorry, but there are some homes that are truly indefensible. There's no way to defend them.
Yeah.
And anybody that's worth their weight in salt, as far as a trainer, and I'm sure Steve would agree, there are some homes that you just cannot defend. The layout of the land is wrong. The way your home is designed is wrong. There are just some homes that are completely undefendable. And it would be best to try and find higher ground.
What is the CBS home?
Communist Bank Service?
Oh, concrete block structure.
Yeah. Pew-pews, go right through it.
The only way you can work anything on that is to, on the inside near the ceiling, you cut a hole in each where each channel shaft is, and you get the that high tensile strength concrete, and you pour it in there really liquidy and just let it fill up.
Just make sure it's not the kind that expands a whole lot.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll have busted bricks.
Yeah. But if you generally the like the 6,000 pound test stuff doesn't expand at all.
And the best way to do it too, make sure it's what they call fiber filled. It's actually filled with fiberglass reinforcement particles.
Yeah.
Fiber filled is what they use on a lot of floors in major buildings when they're first being built.
Yeah.
I used to drive a cement truck. An underground home would be easier. A home that is basically invisible.
Yeah.
Yep, from small arms, but most of us have filled.
Yeah, cinder blocks is what they're talking about there. Cinder blocks, concrete block structures, cinder blocks.
Your red brick actually does a better job of stopping projectiles than the gray cinder block does.
Yeah.
It's more compact.
But I can tell you from experience down in our basement here, where they filled some of the concrete, the cinder blocks full of concrete. It is tough to do, even with I have the rotary hammer trying to cut out a section, man. It's just going, and I even took an 8-pound sledgehammer to it, it laughed at it.
Let me see if I can pull this up over on this one. All right, if you're talking perimeter security and you want something that's easy to get and deal with, go to this website I'm fixing to post. There it is. Go there and check out your options. Good night, Mama Z. Good night, Creative.
It's going to take a while to catch up there. Okay, sounds like a lot of burning meth.
Who, what?
I'm just looking at Fishes and Lowe's when it's about ready to go off there. Thank you. We do have hurricane shutters, but our steel door is hollow core.
Yep. Pointless. They'll stop 380s. A few of the 9s, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Anything bigger than 9mm is usually going to go through it.
Yeah. And if it's this hollow core, it's not really hollow, it's filled with foam. You can't, pour, stuff into it because it's got foam in there. So it's not really hollow core, but.
Yeah, if you can get enough tires will do a great job of insulating from rounds.
Now one of the things you can do is outside the house is put planter beds that are, tall and full of dirt. You got 3 foot of dirt. There's not very many rounds that's going to go through 3 feet of dirt.
Yeah, right, it does. It took that ability away from us. Because what was happening is there are some channels who do channel shoutouts, and these new people get in there and they'd start they'd start clicking and subscribing to all these channels, and other people were subscribing back, and there were people are going from 0 to 1,000 in a day. And so that's why that option has been taken away to prevent bots from going through and super subbing.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if my fellow friends out there will agree or not, but if you have a single floor or a bi-level home, and you want to make sure that you have some defensibility of it, like Gil said, put some planter boxes, but keep them at the height of your bottom of your windowsill. That way you have not only concealment, but cover as well. And do that in key areas around your home, like in front of all the windows. So if you have to poke your head over the top of your windowsill to look outside, if somebody shoots and it's below the windowsill, it's not going to come into the house. It gives you a little bit more cover and concealment.
One of the things I was also talking about, if you have a house that has an old style house that has like a porch, a wraparound porch, whatever, on the outside of the porch, you build the big planter boxes and stuff, or multiple tier planter boxes. So the tallest one is like 2 feet thick or so, and you have a little shorter one, so it looks nice. You got flowing plants and stuff, but it reinforces stuff. Yeah, you'd have to Jay, you have to do a lot of work. You'd have to reinforce the framework around the door as well.
Yep. You'd be better off just completely rebuilding your entire door frame.
Yeah.
Go from 2x4 to 4x8 studs. Because you start talking that kind of weight, you're going to need something that can really hold it. Or
even better than that, you just cut out the framework a little bit bigger, and you get yourself 3.5 inch by 2 inch pocket steel, and make yourself a door frame jamb for it to support it. But then you're talking a little bit of money.
Anytime you completely rebuild the door frame, you're going to spend some money.
Yeah.
Them full steel doors ain't cheap.
Yeah.
And welding steel to one of these tin steel doors, you ain't going to weld to that. That's pot metal. It's worthless. And I don't mean the funny pot either. Yeah, that sure would. That would be anti-vehicle doorway.
And if you have a 6 inch, 2x6 framing, then you can use 6x6 pocket material and fill it full of concrete after you have anchored 6 feet into the ground. Then it is almost semi-truck proof.
Titan, stop. Stop. No.
Yeah, exactly. The what's it called? Basically, they come in. They come in. Basically, you come in. They got to either go right or left. They can't come on straight, and you make them.
You funnel them to the direction and kill point where you want.
Yeah.
Depending on the log home, they're right or dust. It depends.
Yeah, how big the logs are, how thick they are,
and how accurate the person is shooting,
and whether or not the logs are how they are stacked on each other. If they're stacked with V's top and bottom where they overlap, gives you more protection. If just around and they got chinking in there, the chinking has less. All right, Ontario, take it away. Go get some sleep.
But in some cases, some log homes will do far bit better than a modern brick house.
Yeah.
Not to mention, they're usually a lot warmer too.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of the older log cabin homes, if you watch shows like Barnwood Builders and the others, they're 4 to 6 inches thick. Occasionally, they'll get the big thick ones, which are 8 or 10 inches thick. Okay, I'm not going to give any names out on this one here, but I know a person that built his front door, he had made a hallway that came in 10 feet before and then they had to turn right or left. But in that at that 10 feet, the wall that ended in front of it had shooting ports in it, and it was had a 3/8-inch steel and then plywood, heavy duty plywood and stuff over it. So anyone that came through his front door, if he got into the shooting port position, anyone coming down that hallway.
It's affectionately called a kill box.
Yeah. All right. Anyone know any good seed websites at reasonable prices that are still stocked? Yeah, a lot of them are. My daughter's run into problems trying to get seeds, and so have been a couple other homestead channels talking about it. Certain companies, are everybody seems to be buying seeds, thinking they're going to plant a garden.
Steve said the proper name. I just
murder holes.
I just called it what I was taught, which is kill box.
Yeah. You'd have to build the hallway flame proof, but he didn't. His was just he just built his with 3 ports, so 3 people could be firing. Anybody charging that finally broke down the front door, charging in.
My poor cat's confused.
What was the other one here? Let me check this other site here. Here. Yeah. One of the ones we were going to, and my daughter was shopping there. I lost that. Was rareseeds.com, and they are out of a lot of stuff. They had some stuff that was interesting, but they were out of a lot of other stuff.
Well, the problem is, and I found out from my mailman today, that a lot of people around here got their paper, so government check. A lot of people are buying stuff they normally don't buy now that they've got that extra money. So a lot of places, the supply is dwindled because the demand is high.
Yeah, Baker Creek heirloom seeds. The Rare Seeds has, and a lot of their stuff's gone. And they'll be back online the 28th. They've shut down their website due to unprecedented increase in ordering volume. Our website and farm are temporarily closed to restock inventory and disinfect our workspace. We have scaled back our operations staff to ensure health. Yeah, so yeah, Baker Creek heirloom seeds, rareseeds.com. Yeah, they've shut down for a week here. Well, they got 4 more days to go now. So yeah, a lot of people are just going out there and buying a lot of seeds and stuff. And so it's like toilet paper. They're not going to use it this year.
Yeah, my Walmart has, along with the rack that I showed in my video, there's another full rack against another wall. So my Walmart still has seeds, but they are running out quickly.
Yeah. And I noticed when I bought some seeds at Home Depot, I go to open it up, it's like, really? 20 seeds, that's it for tomatoes. And it was like, I think it had 25 seeds for cantaloupe. It's like, I remember we used to get these things, the packets were full.
I remember selling those as a kid. It's from school programs.
Mm-hmm. Now, the one place that a lot of people don't know about is they go by different names around the country. Sometimes they're called grain mills. Sometimes they're called a co-op. There are places where that basically when you buy a bag of seed, that bag is the 25-pound bag of seed.
some co-ops, and I haven't checked mine because I don't have a way to get over there and check, but some co-ops will give you starter seed packs, which is a little bit of a few different ones.
Steve, you're right in there with us.
Yep. You were in the same Noah's Ark boat that we were in.
Yeah. Now here's what's going on. My wife, she buys seeds, she plants, she harvests some when the Swiss chard bolts at the end of the season. She harvests seeds. Same thing with for the borage, tomatoes. She'll harvest some seeds from tomatoes. The cantaloupe, if she has good cantaloupe, if she has good what was the one that she had? Cupcake squash. She got some of those, and she harvested a couple of seeds from that, and she's planting some more. In fact, she's actually sending me some. It should be coming tomorrow.
Well, if you want to talk about fire holes, right, or dust, the best way to do it, and there is a channel, and I can't remember the name here on YouTube, where they actually go, the guy is Third Reich lover, we'll put it that way. He just gives them all kind of praise, but what he does is he goes around Germany and Europe and showcases the buildings that the Third Reich built, and some of the way they design that stuff is pretty ingenious. I mean, it is surprising the way they built it. So if you want ideas on building fire holes, places to pew out of, then that would be what I would look into, is look at older technology, which is something you could reproduce with little to no tools compared to trying to do something that's modern.
Now here's something that when did she go? When did she go? 2 days ago. My daughter went to the big Walmart here, and it's called actually in Ammon, which is a city right next to Idaho Falls. And she was getting canning jars, and their stock was dwindling. So they didn't have the big huge stock they did 3 weeks ago. GTDT. All right, there's the other one I forgot about. The local extension office.
Christy, a lot of people are having that problem finding canning supplies. The little lady that I kind of befriended over here, she's a grandma. She's old enough to be my own mom. But, her kids aren't exactly the sweetest to her, so I try to help her out when I can. But she said her other daughters have decided, and her son, I think she said, but her kids, the rest of her kids, not the one that lives here, but the rest of her kids and some of her siblings are all starting gardens this year. So I told her, I said, bring me some onions, some cucumbers, some garlic, and I'll be happy. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, well, my daughter got 2 cases of quartz, 1 case of pints, and yeah, I mean the reusable lids back in February disappeared off of Amazon. But yeah, I mean, she said there were, she didn't even see any half-gallon canning jars.
No, you're not even going to find them on Amazon right now.
Yeah.
Because like I said, when people got that stimulus check, they said, oh, we better do this, we better do that. And everything just went, poof, gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good thing that so many people want to garden. The problem is
most of them don't know what they're doing.
exactly. And they're going to, they're not going to do some research and find out exactly what they need to do first, or they're going to get onto one of these stupid channels like my son-in-law did. And, oh, this is the way you garden, this, that, and the other. And my wife and I watched it one time. We were like, that is so much BS. You're going to have nothing but weeds. And my son-in-law did exactly what they said. And guess what he had?
Weeds.
Yep.
Because he didn't give it enough nutrients.
Well, it's not even that. It was like he was giving nutrient stuff, but he didn't do the stuff. I mean, he was just bringing stuff in, and instead of putting, he was just planting on the ground, instead of putting cardboard down first to stop the weeds from coming up, and or straw or something. No. And he put wood chips out. Ooh, about a half inch of wood chips covering an area. It's like, that's not going to stop weeds. You want to stop weeds, you put like 4 or 5 inches of wood chips down, and you still put cardboard on underneath it. And that's the problem. So many of these people that are gardening for the first time are going to go to the wrong channels to learn how to do it. They're going to screw stuff up, and they're going to waste their seeds.
Well, MOI, Reed, that sounds like a personal problem there. And I can't help you with that one.
Reed, I'll be more than happy to help you clean out some of those jars. And I bet they're all out of canning jars now. Fortunately, last fall, some friend of ours who are retired, elderly couple, retired, they gave us, and we didn't even take everything they were trying to give us. They gave us 800 pounds of wheat, a bunch of their canning jars, the bags of sugar they had in storage and stuff, brown sugar, white sugar, powdered sugar they had in storage and all sealed up. Gave us a lot of stuff, and we got probably 10 cases of canning jars from them, and one box was just full of lids, not rings, lids.
I will say one thing. We got 2 channels in the side chat right now. Reed of MOI and Steve, of course, they're trainees that have brought up a very valid point. And Steve, or Gil and I have touched on it as well. This is a huge wake-up call for a lot of people. A lot of people are waking up and seeing what might come down the pike. The problem is some of those people don't understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're getting information from bad channels with bad attitudes and bad thought processes.
They want you to buy stuff from them to make the process work.
Well, no, they want you to buy my t-shirt and you'll be better off. And buy my t-shirt and I'll put it back in the community and you'll be better off. And, how does me buying a t-shirt help me in the long run? Because those t-shirts don't make me look cool. They make me look like a damn jerk.
Not far enough along to feed my family with my gardening. Yeah. Canned ground beef today. Need canned chicken tomorrow.
60 pounds of chicken canned? Holy schmoly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Join my Patreon channel for more information.
Because the information I've given you here is BS, and I'm going to give you even more BS on that one.
Yeah.
Give me the last $3 you have every month to join my Patreon. You will be a super commando. Can you tell we're a little jaded against some of them channels?
Yeah. Let's just say, hey, I've been more than frustrated. I'll become more than frustrated with some people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jay, I agree. I mean, that's and the same thing with Forbidden America and Dark Titan series. Same thing.
Yeah, you want to be a super commando? Go join the Navy SEALs. Go join the Marine Corps expeditionary teams. The guys that they don't talk about because those guys don't actually exist as far as anybody but certain high level government officials
Yeah.
talk about. Delta Force. Then you become a super commando. Until then, just stay right here with the rest of us. Too old now.
Yeah, my son-in-law decided he wanted to go Rhode Island Reds, and he got, I think, 10 or 12 chicks. If they were going to do chickens, I wish they had gone back with the I forget what the boilers that were going to do. They were white ones. They got some good meaty chickens out of those.
Very true, Reed. They send you on a mission, something goes south. We have no idea who that person is. You can do anything you want to them. Let me see if I can locate it real quick. I'll have to do it on the other computer, so it's going to take me a minute.
No, to be a super commando, Jay, you got to cut down a tree and carry the log on your shoulder with the chainsaw like Arnold did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cornish cross chick. Yeah, the Cornish blah blah. And that's it's the Cornish cross and the the boilers, some of the others that even Stone Ridge Farmer was doing, and Keeping It Dutch was doing as well.
Red or dust, here it comes. World War II history, Hunter. Kind of take what he says with a little bit of a grain of salt, but just looking at some of the stuff he's went and visited is phenomenal.
Yeah, I know they're great egg layers, but they're not going to be much in not. I mean, the ones we had were not much in the way of eating. Yeah.
I like that.
Alive or dead, Reed.
They have so many subscribers. They have hundreds of thousands of people that watch your channel, so they've got to be right, ain't they? I mean, come on, they have that many people if they're not right.
Hey, Ogre Dad.
Yeah. Hey, Ogre. The and the thing is about just because they have a lot of people doesn't mean squat and a lot of subscribers. They could have bought those subscribers.
Well, they basically do buy the subscribers. You know how?
Yeah.
Olight sends them a flashlight. Olight pays them, literally pays them cash on top of the free flashlight to advertise. People who like Olight flashlights go over and subscribe to that channel. They're bought and paid for.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are ones out there who buy subscribers through bots.
Well, some of them channels actually just because they do so many reviews of like Olight, Maxpedition, all these high-end, high-falutin $100, $200, $300, $400, bags. Children. Steve, knock these guys.
Yes, quart jars are good for canning. not only soups and chili, but spaghetti sauce, hamburger helper sauce. You can get all sorts of, you got your besides your red sausages, you have your white sauces you can. Yeah, Courtney, I think we all needed a little bit of the laughter.
No problem, Ryder.
Tomato juice.
That's my alternate channel. At one time, Charles was doing bedtime stories, but due to YouTube new policies, we just decided not to pursue it any further.
Yeah. All right.
If your friends aren't wearing a mask, call us. We'll go arrest them, and you'll get a reward of $100.
Yeah. Yeah. Now the grain mill, quarter mile away, maybe half mile away, is selling full-size chickens. Hang on to your hats, guys. I guess these are egg layers for $23 each.
Well, Christy, it never really had a chance to get off the ground.
Yeah.
Fortunately. So now I just use it as my Banhammer channel.
Yeah. I was going to mention also, Christy, about the canning soups and chili. My mom went out and got a whole mess of half-gallon jars, which are sitting up in the shop attic in California, that we canned for weeks. Pears. We probably had like 100 jars of pears canned in half-gallon jars, and yeah, I just of course I love pears, and I was eating pears all the time. Yes, we did hear that, Reed.
Not are shutting down. They are already shut down.
No, they're shutting down some more.
There's 10 states with plants that are closed in the Midwest.
Okay, that's more than the 5 we heard before. Fishes and loaves. Where did you get your? It was your.
It's coming through Amazon. It's going to be a little bit slower.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed the Amazon Prime now is a week out.
And that's if you're fortunate. I literally live 50 miles from the Amazon fulfillment center, and they're still telling me that if I order something, it's still going to take a week to go 50 miles. So
it's going to take it's just going to take 5 of those days before they send it out of the processing center, as they play catch up on all the orders. Yeah, the half-gallon jars are they have the wide mouth. They take the wide mouth, not the regular. Now, at one time, my grandmother had gallon jars that she canned in, and I don't think they make those lids anymore. That's why she stopped canning. But they were big lids.
Yes, Reed. You are correct in what you're thinking there. Although I don't see it as a long-term problem, I do see it happening for a period. Well, Rustic, it's time to set up some perimeter. I mean, Steve kind of alluded at it earlier today in a video. I think it was today.
Yeah.
this is on research. Make sure that, look at all sides. Look at A, look at B. Oh, wait, there's a C here too. Read that one too. Make sure you get the entire story from all sides before you make a decision. Because if you do a Google search and you look at the first thing that looks like it may fit your opinion, your brain is already on a railroad track that's fixed to
All right.
blow left.
Here it is.
Excuse me.
All right. This is the one that Steve put out today. Let me go ahead and drop that down so I can show it here.
Yeah,
Boom.
read it. Funny.
All right. So this is the storm is coming. He talks about it, and basically he talks about
I see an issue with you, young man.
who?
You.
What?
There is no thumb up on that picture right there in front of you. You did not hit the thumbs up.
Yeah, I did. I hit the thumbs up and I gave a comment on it earlier. And guess what? And Steve even replied back that he liked my comment. Huh.
Uh-oh.
Unless
It was on a
sometimes sometimes when I add it changes from Camp Patton Family Compound to Gil Patton, but it still has the same logo on it.
Yes, it is awesome weather out there right now.
But yeah, anyways, yeah. So the storm is coming. We came out today, Corsair trainers, and he talks about all the different things going on. The different one of the things you got to worry about. It's not the zombie apocalypse we have to worry about. It's the idiot apocalypse.
It's already here.
Yep. So Steve had some really. I use that one again. Yeah. But yeah, he has some really good points in here on this one. And one of the things is that, my comment was back to him was, the problem is it's the storm that is coming could also be the one we had several years ago. And everyone thought, okay, we've had it. We're not going to have to worry about that again. Excuse me? If it happens once, it can happen again.
Mm-hmm.
If you check history, if it's happened 3 or 4 times, it is happening. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to show the end. All right. You have to watch it to see the cool ending. All right.
Yeah, it was okay. Okay.
Mm.
In small town, I still want to. I want to see some actual.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, and coming from somewhere other than the tobacco industry,
All right,
or a company that owns the tobacco. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I caught that. That's okay. What you were saying is actually needed to be said. Unfortunately, some people still won't listen to it.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's my concern with that Rider Dust is having driven truck for as many years as I did, having hauled everything from flatbed to reefer to tanker to government commodities and other governmental things. I've seen a lot over the almost 30 years I did it. And I know how those places are. As a driver, you can't enter that place unless you're wearing a hairnet. Some places you have to put booties on. And I don't mean the funny little thing on the back of your bottom, booties as in your feet. You have to wash your hands before you can enter the floor. And this is mandatory stuff, which means the workers go through the same thing as well. So how did it happen unless people aren't doing their job in the first place?
And that's the big thing is I'm going to go on a little rant here, guys. There are people that are complaining, oh, they're taking away our rights, they're taking away this, they're doing this, and I still am not going to wear a mask. It's like, yeah, well, it's idiots like you that aren't that caused the, when it was originally all it was a recommendation. If everybody had gone out when it was a recommendation, got wore masks, it would have occurred possibly them getting it, and if they did have it, they're asymptomatic, would kept them from spreading it.
A little common sense goes in a long ways, but unfortunately, with things like today's TV commercials and YouTube going to want to show nothing but stupid cat videos, it's literally dumbed down everybody under the age of 40. No offense to those in here who are under 40. I'm not trying to be mean, but a vast majority of those under 40 living in major metropolitan areas like LA, San Fran, New York, Detroit, and I could go on for another half hour. These are snowflakes who want everything handed to them on a silver platter, and oh, doggone it, you better give them the platter too. And they don't want to do a damn thing for it. And then they go out and break the law. They're not responsible for their own actions. It's somebody else's fault. These are the people who are causing the biggest uproars right now. These are also the people who went out and tried buying everything at the store except for food that they really need.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. If they had taken the responsibility of, even if it is just like the flu, I still need to wash my hands, cover my face. Oh, they're saying it's a little bit worse than the flu. I better cover my face. Wear gloves. I mean, geez, a box of 500 gloves, $9, or is that 1,000? 900, 500 pair of gloves for $9. It's like, that's just a drop in the bucket for, was it an ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure.
Yeah, I did see that, Reed, and I was taking a drink, a cup of coffee, and I almost choked on it when I heard that.
If you do not say stuff that agrees with the WHO, we will remove your content. If you continue to do so, we'll remove your channel. Several channels have been removed with one with over 1.5 million subscribers literally disappeared because they made a comment about the CCP area because it didn't fit the narrative. So they were literally removed.
All right.
Well, Ogre Dad, the thing is, and you're entitled to your opinion, and I'm going to throw this out here, and I may catch a little flack for this, but it doesn't discriminate. It's not hitting just old people. It's not hitting, just one race. It affected a 5-year-old boy right here. Lori Jean, both her daughters caught it up in Canada, in another nation. We have YouTubers that have gotten it who took precautions. Okay. By the grace of God, I didn't get it. Okay. And I went next door to help deal with it. So wearing a mask doesn't just protect you, but it protects other people because there are people walking around with it that don't know they have it because they're asymptomatic. So it's okay for them to walk around and spread it to other people. No, just a little common sense, protect yourself and others. Throw a cheap mask on. So if you cough or sneeze or when you exhale, you're not spreading droplets of something that can, and you can say shit all you want, but
masks, well, it may not stop it, but it'll stop 95% of it. And that's already been proven.
It's documented. Look at the Czech Republic. The minute this hit their land, everybody went masks. They have the lowest problem right now with this. The lowest. Every country who went full mask, the minute it hit, they have low numbers. Those countries who, let's just wait and see, or came up with the whole,
oh, let's just go with the herd immunity thing. Let everybody catch it. Those who die, just die. Who cares? It's just old people. I'm tired of those people. Because you know what? If my mom caught it, and I'm glad in this case, I'm actually glad she's already passed away and she caught it because some moronic idiot didn't wear a mask who was coughing in the store, and she caught it because he was a dumbass, excuse my French, and didn't take any precautions. I can't guarantee I wouldn't go hunt that fool down and beat him upside his head with a baseball bat, because that's plain stupidity. These idiots going around to stores liking medical supplies and taking drinks out of juice saying, I'm spreading it. I was told I had it, so I'm spreading. Those are complete, absolute idiots. And for somebody who's to sit there and think that they can get away with that crap by deliberately trying to infect others, it's got something drastically wrong in their brains. Those are the kind of people that cause us who actually try to help other people, who want other people to learn things. We try to raise our kids properly. Those are the people that cause us the most problems. Those are the ones that put us in the condition we're in, that we're locked down, because it's idiots like that. Now I'll shut up and get off my soapbox.
You forgot one. Those that are going around licking toilet seats.
I didn't want to go there. And, you know, right there, whole towns and regions shut down because people are being idiots. Just a little bit of common sense goes a long ways. And for somebody to sit there and hold on, what did I miss?
Hang on a second here. This stuff here. Up.
Right. No, I don't think anybody's ever said it's 50%. And if they did, they were talking out their rear end.
No, you know, saying if it reaches 50%, it'll become martial law.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
It'll go medical martial law, which supersedes 90% of anything we have anywhere. Yeah. And if that doesn't stop the idiots, then it will go full-blown military martial law.
Yeah. And really, that's part of the problem is if we would just go ahead and say, oh, yeah, I want to take this precaution, wear a mask, wear the gloves, then we wouldn't have to worry about it.
And if you get sick, stay at home. Don't go gallivanting around the countryside in front of everybody. Don't go reaching into the stores and touching everything after you've coughed in your hand, because you might have it, you might not. You don't know because you're asymptomatic. So take the precaution to protect other people.
Yeah.
Quit being so doggone selfish that you don't care about your neighbor next door, who might be the only reason you have a home to live in, because they're paying the taxes on your lazy butt because you're too lazy to work.
He's not talking about anybody on the channel here, right? No. He's talking about those
idiots,
snowflakes. And that's the thing too. I mean, what got me was, you know, all those
yeah, I mean, if you're right, Reed, we are, unfortunately.
Yeah, was all those educated idiots in college who, oh, spring break, we're all going to go party. It doesn't affect us at all. And all those that went to Florida for spring break
now have it.
I think they're saying like 60% of them have it now.
And it was last thing I heard off a non-U.S. news agency. 10% of those that have it, that are symptomatic, are in ICUs right now. Okay, ICU, intensive care units, requiring full-time medical care, some of which have been intubated, which means they're on a heart and lung machine, which, A, those ain't cheap. B, you have to get put into a coma to get put on one of those, because it has to take over your body functions for you, because you're unable to do it on your own. Another thing people aren't listening to, which the news isn't reporting, is the serious side effects, like massive blood clotting in the lungs, which is part of where the whole hard to breathe thing comes from. You know, the whole Stanford study, which is why I stopped Gil the other night when he started talking about it. The test kit that they used for the Stanford study and the study that they used in Los Angeles, and I'll get onto that one in just a second. The first study, 3,300 people they invited from Facebook. Where those 3,300 people saying, I can't get tested down the street like I should be, I'm going to go there and get a free test. They used a test that the country of Denmark, along with three other countries who did a survey of all these test kits that were coming out, ranked it at the very bottom because it has the most false positives. 80% of the time it gives a false positive, which means the numbers are bunk. Because if 80% of the time it's giving a false positive, that means it's saying more people are positive than there really is. The study out of LA, guess what? They use the exact same kit. It was paid for by the same company, the same finance company that paid for the very first one in Santa Clara. Used the same exact kit that has an 80% false positive rate, and they only did it on 1,000 people. Now, I'm no epidemiologist, I'm not a pathologist, but I do an awful lot of reading. And everyone that I've talked to and those that I've read who have more brains than I've got, have more degrees than I've got, make more money than I do, work at hospitals, say that if you want to get a representative study of what's going on with anything, the flu, this, Ebola, any of the others, you take a random sample from different parts of an area. Okay, the US, New York, Detroit, Chicago, LA, Dallas, Boston, and you take, say, 1,000 people from each of those cities. Use the best possible test kit you can find, even if it means you got to spend $100 per test kit. Don't charge those people. And you take a sample of those from all over the place. Then you have a representative study. You don't just go to one town that might be a hotspot and say, hey, we're doing free tests, come here. Because you're not going to get a representative sample. You're going to get an overinflated sample that doesn't give the true honest numbers. And for the news to sit there and say, these are the God's honest truth, these are what you need to worry about, is also bunk, which means Fox, MSN, CBS, ABC, all of those guys, they're all full of it. I don't trust Fox anymore. I don't trust any of the other lamestream medias because you know what? They're all pushing agendas which are anything but what actually relates to us as common people. They don't care about us. It's all about the money. Fox is making in billions of dollars right now. So do the other stations. So they don't care about us. They say what they think you want to hear so they can get more advertisers to advertise on their stations.
Jay, if I had time, I might, dig into it. But right now I am just, sun up to sundown. I am so busy right now working outside, trying to do stuff. It's, incredible. I come in to eat lunch and I try to catch up as many videos as I can of the good ones. And, so
right now, the people who go to here in the US, the ICU rate, case fatality rate, the CFR, is actually relatively low. And no, masks are not the end all to be all. So I'd agree with that. But a little bit of common sense goes a long ways. If you're sick, stay the hell at home. If you have a fever, stay at home. Got a cough, stay at home and make sure that
wash your hands all the time.
Exactly. And hand sanitizer is not a substitute for soap. My kid tried that yesterday and I rear-ended him really hard with it. So go up there and wash your damn hands. Soap's right there. Leave the sanitizer alone. We can't run out of it. But the CFR for the US for those in ICU intubated is low.
That's because they're getting all the treatment available.
Right. I think it's like 2% of those who were put in. It's really low, which is a good thing. I'm very glad to hear that. Well, Steve, I haven't done that in ages and I have no intention of starting now.
Me neither.
That's why I'm staying single.
Yeah.
Saver.
Yeah. Anyways, what I started all this rant, but just basically it's, if you want to protect your rights, don't give the government an excuse to pass more laws to take them away because you're out there causing problems. And there's several channels that have said, oh, we're going to go do this because they said we should do that and we don't want to do that. And it's like, what? Pull your heads out of your keisters, guys. If you go and do that, you're giving them all the excuse they need to take it to the next level.
Michigan's prime example. The governor said when they drove up to Lansing, y'all may have just created another issue. A day or two later, she extended the doggone stay at home because all those people, it violated the order, which gives her the entire right to make it even worse than what it already was. They gave her all the ammunition she needed. Now, do I agree with the protest? Yes. I don't like being forced to stay at home. I'd like it to be my own personal call because I'm smart. I'm intelligent. Okay. There is a sickness going around. I can't afford to get it because I could wind up in ICU. So I'm going to take my precautions and keep my dirty white butt at home. But we've got these other people out there saying, oh, it ain't right for you to tell me I got to stay at home. I'm going to go out and do all these things you told me not to do. And I'm not going to wear a mask. And I'm going to do the things you said not to do. And that the WHO said not to do. And the CDC, and not that I care what those two groups say. And they're the ones that are causing all these people to make stupid laws that affect every single person. So old saying goes, one bad apple will spoil the whole bunch.
Yeah.
Sadly, we can't take these bad apples and ship them on a barge out to the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. And the thing is, so like with the test from Stanford and LA, a scientific channel, not in medical, but in another scientific field, guy got on there saying, oh, these studies says it's less than 1%, blah, 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 blah. Well, it's like, and I think, ask the question, wait, where are you getting this information? If you're talking about the Stanford study, they were, that was the worst, test kit available, blah, blah, blah. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was the best kit. It's like, okay, unsubscribe.
Yeah,
I mean,
Denmark was a leading country.
Yeah.
And this is a country that has no bone to pick with us. Matter of fact, they're our ally. So they're not going to lie to the U.S. The news reporting has no bearing on us at all. They ain't going to lie. And, here's the thing. These news agencies that touted that test as being the great test said that the test kits came from a company in Minnesota. Guess what? That company in Minnesota put their name on it after ordering it from Beijing, China. So it really wasn't manufactured here in the U.S. after all, was it? No, it wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah. And, thing is, the current deaths that are being reported as being caused by the red dragon are only being able to be called that if that person tested positive for it.
Whether it actually killed them or not.
Yeah. Whether they tested, if they didn't test positive, they can't count it as a red dragon death. So, I mean, you got all the people, no offense, Reed, but there's all these, quote, bull BS death rates. They're not. In fact, they're underreported because there are people that are dying from it that are never tested. So the number of deaths is actually from it is actually much higher. But yeah,
you know what? Before anybody, this is going to be a contention until we actually get honest, real numbers, not some news stations inflated numbers or some government overinflated numbers, or us being fully conjecturing. Because unlike the flu, we can use flu data because we've got a year's worth of data. Okay, we could use that. We say, okay, the flu's death rate is this. We know it is because we had a year's worth of data.
Actually, we got multiple years worth of data, and it's about the same each year.
Right. There are some states that are doing that, Reed, and that's because they're getting more money for it.
But there are a lot of states that are doing just the opposite. I know for a fact that in California, if they have not tested it, they're not supposed to be counting it. And I know the county that my wife is in, they're trying to discount everything they can, saying, no, it's not, it's not, it's not. They're lowering the numbers as low as they can.
So, but until we get a year's worth of data, and mind you, we're still less than 3 months into this completely. Maybe over 3 months now. Yeah, we're a little over 3 months. So until we can get a year's worth of data and actually get true numbers, all we're doing is basically conjecturing what we see. You know, you see one news story, I see another one, somebody else sees something else. The best thing we could do is say, okay, this is the information I got. How's it stack up to yours? And I don't trust the CDC at all. They've lied from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And that's a very possibility, but I don't trust their data. I want to get outside sources that have no bones to pick with anybody, that have no political agenda. They're not left or right. They're up or down, straight up and down. And I go look at those informational stories. I have no problem reading medical reports because I have a basic understanding of what some of that stuff says. Because I used to read the Journal of American Medical Association when I was a kid because it was a hobby. I like to learn. So when I read a report that says, you know, this, and this, I can understand it. Now, does that mean I can explain it to you guys? No, because I'm not a very good teacher when it comes to things. I kind of suck.
And again, Steve steps in to straighten us all out.
Pecan pie warmed with a little bit of warm butter on the top, a little bit of ice cream next to it. Awesome.
Yeah. But all right. And here's my take on it from my previous job. It's going to be double digit in the end. That's what I see it as being in the double digits, not 4.9, not 3.7. I see it in the teens.
And I personally disagree with that. I say it's going to be right around 2.5 to 3%.
Yeah.
But of course, I'm using worldwide numbers to come up with that. And we could all totally be wrong.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's down. I hope it's down to like 2 or 1.7 or something like that in the end. But
right, and that's the whole thing behind it, right? At us, All right, Steve, you can have his, and since someone else isn't here, you can have it too. I won't tell him.
Yeah.
But just a little bit of common sense. I wish stories would say, let's use common sense and let's kind of try and do some of this to protect others, because you know what, it's spreading. That's all. Use a little common sense, and I don't want to place a bet. I hate it.
All right, Reed, no bet, because just like on a computer, garbage in, garbage out. The data, we can get all the data we're running right now is half of it's garbage, and even if I'm half wrong, I'm still in double digits, and I don't like that. I hate that. But yeah, it's in one. No, I don't have it. I was out in the dust all day today on the tractor.
You can win a pecan pie from Steve.
Nah, my wife likes pecan pie. I don't. I'll take a nice apple pie, hot apple pie with vanilla ice cream and hot caramel poured over it. But yeah. Anyways, I'm all right. Let's get back off the dragon.
Information we need to know. It's actually causing deductive reasoning, which is a skill that some people don't have. I'm not saying anybody here doesn't have. I'm just saying.
Reed, I hope you're right. Seriously, I hope you're right.
I would at the end to see this at below 1%.
Yeah,
I really would. That would make me tickle pink.
But now, guys, going back to the topic of the evening, skills. We're talking about pie and ice cream. Who here has the skills? Anthony's not in here, so who has the skills to make ice cream? I know Reed can make a refrigeration unit to make the ice cream and keep it cold. And who can make the apple pies? And You know, can the apples to make the apple pies, harvest the cinnamon.
Okay, I have to say
Privet is privet. Oh, I hate privet. Not because of the allergy, but because of the way it grows. Go ahead, Steve.
Steve, he just insulted you. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
No, I was looking here. I was just looking at the wrong.
I'm going to apologize for going off on a rant. I got a little heated, and I apologize. So please accept my apology. Sorry.
All right. I can make the... Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, Overbuilt, come on over here. Help me make a off-grid solution.
Now,
I can store everybody else's stuff and charge them for it.
Who has made homemade caramel to make caramel sauce? Now that is a skill that will be very sought after a major poo-poo thing.
My mom could take a cupboard full of ingredients and make a 3-layered cake with just about anything you wanted on it. She made it all from scratch. Never used a recipe, and my mom was good.
Yeah.
Hey, Meg,
it took me 3 times to get making caramel sauce down right.
I'm gonna stick with Small Town on this one.
You stick with who?
Small Town on this one.
Eat the pie. But yeah, I learned to make caramel sauce as the quartermaster for scout camp. Hey, Jay, don't forget, you got to go back to the movie Zombieland. It's the Twinkie.
Yeah,
right. I can eat the pie better.
And the nice thing is, it's better weather to eat it in it right at the moment too. That's not fair. I mean, you've seen the picture of the beautiful sky out there today. I mean, it's just not fair, man. Overcast, cloudy skies all day today.
Today's Friday. Well, you want to hear a prediction from me?
No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Looking at the numbers from Roy Lab, by Monday night, we'll pop the $1 million. The $1 million mark.
Oh, I already know that.
Yeah. Make your own slick can, but it'd be probably to caramel sauce. Yeah. So it was mentioned as one of those skills we needed to learn was cooking. Well, it's not just cooking, it's the fine art of cooking.
Like being able to take virtually no ingredients and making bread. I mean, bread is a comfort food. It's going to be a staple. And being able to take and find wild oats, grind them down, and make flatbread with it is going to be a skill that every one of us should know.
Yeah. And it's not just making bread, it's making the different types of bread.
Right. But if you've
like Anthony does.
But if all you've got is rolled wild oats, you're only going to make flatbread. Because you only got one ingredient plus water, you're only going to make flatbread. But if nobody else has bread, that bread has just become a piece of gold.
True. You did also, she planted 2 beds of potatoes, a bed of kohlrabi, and a bed of bok choy. Well, my daughter's working on the kohlrabi and the bok choy. We're not doing potatoes here this year. We'll do potatoes next year. But I did get 2 more monster 200-gallon totes turned into planters in the style of Ron and Howie.
We must have the ability to make really good desserts to keep from killing each other.
Hugelkultur. Hardtack, yeah. Hardtack is hard. I mean, it gets really hard. You gotta have something to soak it in for a while.
That's why you make pumpkin. You make a soup for your hardtack and your pemmican. So I've actually got a recipe on my channel of pemmican that I made. I was gonna make some hardtack too, but I didn't. I got lazy.
I gotta go out tomorrow and put in the beets and the carrots outdoors in the one of those tubs, so it'll go down. Chocolate is essential. That's the thing. Does anybody have the skill and the know-how to grow the cocoa bean here in the United States?
Well, you got to go to cocoa tree to get
Yeah.
the cocoa bean.
Yeah, but do you have this? Does anybody here know of anybody with the skill
Yeah,
to
I
do that?
Yeah, I do. Where the hell is Howie when you need him?
Howie's not in the United States. He's up in Canada.
You asked if I knew anybody. You didn't say where he had to live. I do know somebody.
All right, in your area. I'll run security on the farm and kitchen if I can get by.
No problem, Steve. I'll keep you in and you keep us safe.
Yeah, we'll hire you here in Idaho, Steve.
Yeah, I can't guarantee Ohio's going to be safe much longer, but that's an issue in and of itself.
Our fishes and loaves you're in the zone. Need the trees. Yeah. Then you also, if you're in the right zone, you should also be able to raise coffee beans.
Cool. That's awesome. Grandma's so happy. That's pretty cool.
You can grow coffee in a controlled greenhouse.
Speaking of different subjects, real quick. John Lovell of Warrior Poet Society actually put out a video today too on bug out bags and the pretty much reality of it. So if y'all haven't had a chance to think about your bug out bag lately, you might want to go watch that video real quick.
Yeah.
Or with the next day or two, Warrior Poet Society.
Yeah.
It actually kind of fits what I said last year when I made my inch bag thought exercise video.
All right, Rustic, you're going to be the king of the world in your area. Baker Creek had coffee seeds for sale.
Yeah, read it. John put out a really good video today. A lot of people might not agree with what he said. I do. That's not why I think it's a good video. He was open and honest about the way he felt about it. That's what makes it a good video. Whether we think he's right or wrong, he put his opinion and he stated it as his opinion, not as a rule of thumb. And the way he presented it was very thoughtful, and it should cause people who are learning and starting to get into this to properly think about what they're doing rather than just going out and spending $800 on a Maxpedition bag, cramming it full of crap into it. I'm going to go live in the woods forever.
Yeah, exactly. The bag is to get you from point A to point B.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If I can get a $40 bag that'll do everything that $800 bag's going to do, what am I going to buy? Just $40 bag. That big red bag right there is the most expensive bag I have, and that was $100.
Okay, hang on. Let me bring this up here.
Voodoo tactical bag. Now, I will say one thing about that bag. I like that bag. That's better than the $40 Walmart cheapy bag I got upstairs with all my gear in it. That bag.
What happened to it? Shoot.
Small town, it is Warrior Poet Society.
Here it is. Okay, so give me a second. I'm going to throw it over there. Go back here.
Excuse me.
And here is this is the link I got from off my email, so hopefully it should still work for you.
For
The Warrior, 3 reason I ditched my bug out bag is the name of his video there.
I'm checking. Yep, that's the one.
Yeah. And that's the link. I just put the link in there for you.
And John has, like Steve, has credentials to back up his mouth. So, I mean, you don't have to agree with what he said.
I'm sorry, just the way you said that.
They have the credentials.
Yeah, but to back up their mouth was kind of like.
Well, you know, people say put your money where your mouth is, or your mouth where your money is, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
These guys can do that. They understand. They've lived the life. They know what they're doing. And you probably say the same about you, Steve, but I think I've actually said that before in the past, but all in good fun, of course. But they're not trying to blow smoke up your rear end, trying to make you say, go buy this, go buy that. When they say they like a product, they say, in my opinion, I like the product because of this. They don't tell you to go out and buy that. Yeah, I thought I'd seen that somewhere. I told them I couldn't afford a tow, that most I could get was a law, and they said I didn't qualify no more, and I had to leave. Consider I trained on tow when I was in the service.
So, wow. Okay. We've gone 42 minutes past what I normally thought I thought we were going to be a short one tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry. There was about a 20-minute rant in there by some goofball.
No, I mean, it's just got, there's been a lot of stuff coming in. I mean, a lot of ideas and stuff.
Well, see, if I'd have kept my mouth shut 20 minutes ago, you would have realized it.
No, I just realized, but we're still keeping all good stuff there.
Greenhouses and being able to grow citrus. Yeah, that's a good skill too.
Yeah.
I actually thought about trying to get John on my channel, but with everything that's been going on, it's been kind of hard.
Yeah. It's, those of us in northern climates, I mean, if you want to grow citrus, you got to have a greenhouse, and it can't be a small one. It's got to be one that can take a hit from cold weather outside. Something like a decent size Wallapini.
Well, see, the place I was going to try and move into Michigan, which unfortunately is no longer going to happen. I wouldn't have been able to have one on where I was at, but I would have access to places where I could plant and build. Now, had I realized a piece of property would have been for sale at the time when I got my disability check, the initial one, I would have bought a piece of property up there. But Charles's mom was still alive, and I had legal restrictions on being able to move. Otherwise, I would at least have a piece of property already.
Yeah.
So, folks, if you have the opportunity to relocate, don't waste the time. Get it done. Don't be like me sitting here going, crap.
The fruit it makes looks like oranges, but is sour, or like lemon. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, he's talking about
Yeah, the flying dragon orange tree.
Not to be confused with the red dragon.
Yes.
Please.
All right. Look into what in his he and his Sand Hill farm. What's the traditions? Okay, we have
Kiwi tree. My mom used to love kiwi. I can't stand. Yeah. I can't stand avocado. Guacamole. Yeah. Let's put it this way. If I had my choice between kiwi and pomegranate, I'll sit there and dig the seeds out of a pomegranate first.
Yeah, my wife has got a pomegranate growing in California. I think I know last year she got 2 off of it, I think.
One thing I do like is even though I can't do a lot of what y'all doing, which really sucks, I do like seeing the variety that everybody seems to have.
Okay.
Background? Did you have something playing in the background?
Did you hear something?
I sure did.
Oh, that's weird. Because my earpiece was in, I accidentally clicked on my my YouTube one, and it came through without. I would be the only one that would hear it. I accidentally unmuted it for a second. But let me find it here.
All right, Steve. Have a good one. Stay safe. God bless.
Yeah. Take it easy, Steve. Remember, you're behind the enemy lines there. You're our source of true information from California.
According to him, he's not behind enemy lines.
Okay. Let me do this way to share something. This was what I was doing today. So these are those totes, because they've been cut off. They're about 200 gallons. I just finished putting 2 of them. These are the ones that have the hugelkultur set up in them from the bottoms of all the sticks and stuff and the layers like Howie and Ron talk about. But these are ready to plant.
Cool beans, dude.
And then I got later on this week, I got to work on those 2 there. And I got where I'm standing in the video, it's going to be 2 more. So there'll be 6 of these set up on the south side of the shop. No.
Just ship me 2 of them. I really want to irritate housing. Of course, I'm going to have to hire nighttime security or find a babysitter during the day so I can watch it at night. But,
yeah.
People around here would steal it as fast as it grew.
Yeah. What's interesting is my neighbor across the street, Brandon, said he can get the complete totes with the cages and everything on them for $35 each for me. So I'm going to take those and I'm going to cut them off at the top, from the top down, just above the one steel band around it. So I take the top off and it'll have shallow ones for lettuce and bok choy and spinach, Swiss chard, stuff like that.
Small town, it's sporadic. I mean, certain things go out and then they come back and other things disappear. So It's
it's very.
going to be a ripple effect.
Yeah. At the one time back in end of February, the one Walmart was out of a lot of the canned goods, and now they got canned goods back.
And my Walmart is starting to restock theirs as well.
Yeah.
But the red meats are still mainly beef. You know, the hamburger is still getting bought out virtually every single day. It disappears.
Yeah. And I have no idea what I haven't. It's been a month since I've been down to Costco. I'm not sure how their ground beef frozen chubs are doing. With it, so that's the is that the 85% or is that the 90% fat free?
Me and romaine lettuce don't get along. It does funny things to my poor tummy.
I love romaine lettuce, especially when it's got chicken, roasted chicken strips on it with Caesar salad dressing on it.
My dollar store didn't. My dollar store got wiped out. Of course, I ain't been there in a month either, but almost a month now. They may have restocked by now. It's a long walk for me to get to my dollar store.
What's interesting is I got 3 totes for free, but they had the wooden pallet frame on them instead of the plastic pallet frame. Bacon is limited now. Ooh, not good. That's anti-American.
I'm actually throwing out the rest of that 3 pounds of bacon I bought at the beginning of the month. And I'm going to have me bacon and eggs and hash browns tomorrow for lunch. I'm going to have me a good old-fashioned breakfast for lunch.
They're limited. Limit 2. Which store is that at? Small Town? Because I know for a while that our Sam's Club was limiting purchases, and they were limiting 1 or 2 of each thing. But they were limiting 1 of each type item per purchase for about a week and a half, and then they got everything stocked back up, and then they took that limit off. Once they got stocked back up, people stopped panic buying.
Now, my Walmart still has certain areas where it says limit 1 or 2 per person. Yeah. But unfortunately, there are people around here who are getting around that. They're pulling in with trailers still, and then 5 or 6 people get out of the truck, and they all go in and buy individual.
Yeah.
Bacon strips.
Yeah, bacon.
Yeah, I was happy to get that 3 pounds of bacon. It's a little expensive, but you know what? There wasn't much of it left. I grabbed what I wanted. I used a little bit and ate more than I actually used for my hamburgers. And that's probably what I'll wind up doing tomorrow. I'll make some for breakfast and wind up eating more than I should bake.
All right.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not doing all that baby feeding. No. See, that's one thing for me right now would be really difficult to have a farm with live animals. As much as I'd like to have a farm, I'd have to hire a hand to help take care of it.
Aldi's and Giant Eagle are limiting the bacon.
And that's because 2 of the U.S.'s biggest pork plants are shuttered. Tyson and Smith Foods.
Yeah. Well, folks, we are.
Yeah, I was surprised when I went to
mean,
my Walmart seeing they had the water containers filled back up again. I just didn't have the extra money at the time to buy a couple extra more. So beginning of next month, I'm going to make a special trip just to try and buy at least 2 more of them. They give me another 10 gallons of potable water stored.
Dumas.
Dumas sporting goods? Or is it a food? Because the only Dumas I know is a sporting goods store. And no, folks, it's not dumbass.
They have to have 2 S's on it.
Yeah. That's the nickname of our politicians. I whispered that so the AI didn't catch it.
Oh.
Ooh, tube feed. That's not good.
Goes 9-0. Oh, wow.
I'm trying to get my bag as close to theirs as possible without having to spend that much. But you want to know what? I've probably got $600 worth of supplies inside that bag. But I'll tell you right now, if you guys can swing it and you want a pre-made bag, they're the place to go. Doc Bones and Nurse Amy.
Yep.
Or you can buy the bag by itself and fill it yourself. That bag's like, was it 100 and something? But it's well worth it. That bag will last you and your kids. You know, that's the most expensive bag I've ever bought. It's Voodoo Tactical, and it's robust. The zippers are YKK zippers, very heavy duty. The clips are all American clips. They're not Chinese knockoffs. It's a good quality bag. Sammy one day buy a black.
Just jump. Okay.
Dumas meats. Okay.
Yeah. Take that off. And yeah, one of our neighbors here in town has too many rabbits and too many goats, and we're not ready for them. I'm hoping that maybe by next summer or this time next year, we'll be ready to receive goats and rabbits here.
Well, see, what really puzzles me a little bit is my neighbor on that side had 2 raggets. And she did a very bad job of taking care of them, and one of them died. How she got away with keeping rabbits, I don't know.
They were
pets.
Support pets.
No, they didn't use the word support. They just said pets.
She
didn't have to. So I wonder if I could get away with getting a couple rabbits. But you know what? I haven't cleaned a rabbit since I was 12. To be perfectly honest, I'm not sure I could actually do it again.
There's a good channel. She shows you exactly how to do it. Good Simple Living.
There's quite a few channels out there that'll actually show it. MCQ Bushcraft is another one. Matter of fact, unfortunately, he doesn't put out a whole lot of videos anymore on his old channel. And he's changed his format as well.
Yeah. All right, we're hitting 3 hours here, guys, and time to wrap it up here. So let me think here real quick here. That up here. Tuesday. Guess what Tuesday is going to be out? We're going to be talking about preserving your bounty. Can you do it? So we're going to talk about canning and freeze drying and dehydrating. And so that's going to be on Tuesday. Is ways to preserve your bounty from your garden and from your livestock.
I know how to preserve it. I keep security so nobody can take it. I preserved it. Does it count? Darn it.
Yeah. So that's going to be Tuesday. And with that, guys, time to say goodbye. And we will see you on probably on someone else's live stream before Tuesday.
Probably.